Guys, today I have a few very important things I need to talk with you all about. First, I'm gonna talk about a massive trend shift that's happening in the market right now. We'll show you the charts, but also I need to show you this one because something just happened. And the last times that this has happened has actually been happening a lot of times in the past. But this is typically a very accurate signal, and I will go over the numbers here with you all today, guys. So make sure to stick around from the beginning until the end of this video, guys. We have very important things to talk about today. Welcome back, everybody. My name is Chris, bringing you cryptocurrency videos every day. If you're new to the channel, then make sure to subscribe and activate the bell right now. So let's get straight into it. And what you can see right now for Bitcoin is that we do have a little bit of a pump. So yesterday went down, today we've been pumping a little bit, but we haven't been able to break through the $110,000 level. So yes, we're still more or less going sideways here for Bitcoin, and we did not make a lower low, so that's good. You can see this low right here and this low right here. We didn't go down and make a lower low, but at the same time, we also do have the trend here of making higher highs. So what this means is that we're going to consolidate probably for a little bit while longer, and then we are going to see a decisive move for Bitcoin. And I believe that that's going to be towards the upside because everything is still going completely according to expectations here, with gold going down here. Actually, gold trying to break into my orange box here. Let's see, maybe we did see the bottom for gold here. Actually, I do have some data here suggesting that we could have seen the bottom for gold, but nonetheless, gold going down. Liquidity is flowing to the traditional markets, even though we did see a nice pullback here as well. And now I'm just waiting for the money to flow into Bitcoin and into crypto, and I believe that that's going to happen. So everything is going according to plan still. If you look at Ethereum sideways, equal low here for Ethereum, so that's important to take note of. And also for Solana, we did see a juicy red candle towards the downside. But this is just short-term volatility in my opinion. Not financial advice, of course, but I believe the volatility here, we're just making more and more gains here for every day that goes by with this volatility. You can see all of my strategies here. The grid profit, we are about to reach $400,000 in grid profit here on my Bitcoin strategy. We have 371 on Ethereum, 350 on Solana. So for every day that goes by, the volatility, we're just making more and more gains here, so that's completely fine. But of course, with the pullback, with the prices going down, the position themselves are going to go down in US dollar value as well. Because remember, I'm still holding Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, and these assets with these strategies. But I do believe that we're gonna see a peak of the market in 2026, as I've been saying for over 1 year already. Now, let me continue because we do have some very important things to talk about. So first off, we have seen the Fed cut the interest rates. We have seen they stop quantitative tightening, reducing the balance sheet. And now the question is, are they going to start to stimulate the economy again? So right now you have the US bank reserves. They fell to 2.8 trillion, which is the lowest since 2020. And this is also lower than when the Fed stepped in during the banking crisis of 2023 and started to stimulate the economy. So liquidity stress is rising. Banks are tapping the Fed's repo facility at the highest level since 2020. So there's stress in the system right now. And maybe we're going to see some kind of banking crisis, which means that the Fed are going to step in to stimulate the economy. But what's more likely, in fact, is that we're probably going to see a gradual increase. There's actually this clip right here. Basically, what they talk about is that the quantitative easing that you saw in 2020, when they just airdropped money to everyone and that pumped the economy, right now, you're probably going to see it more gradual. You're going to see it slower, but it will have the same kind of effect. It will just take place over a greater period of time. So that is something that we need to be very, we need to be mindful of this, that we could see it happen gradually, the quantitative easing, the stimulating of the economy, and not sudden, unless you have a big crisis. Also, with the government shutdown, that means that the government are not spending money, and but they are still receiving money. So they're still absorbing money in a way. And right now you can see that the wallet, if you want, the Treasury General account has increased by $150 billion. So that's essentially liquidity of $150 billion that have been taken from the market. So once again, these are key things that we need to keep in mind, because these are the signs that they are going to start to stimulate the economy at some point. Even though Jerome Powell wants to dampen the expectations here, he don't want the market to go nuts. So he's not saying this openly. But of course, if we have some kind of crisis, then you're going to see it happen suddenly. Otherwise, you're going to probably see it happen gradually. Now, one thing I want to mention as well is that no matter what happens, I still believe 2026 is going to be the peak. And if they stimulate the economy, then I do believe that we're going to reach the top targets here of my trading strategies. And also, of course, I have my bull market portfolio here, which I believe are going to also reach the peak. On many of these altcoins, they're going to reach the top of the range here. Now, if you want to use my trading strategies, I have the BNB. You can see it's been going down 23K here, but it's still on the algorithm, it's up 2.3K. So compared to just holding altcoins, this is still much better because, yeah, you are seeing us taking advantage of the volatility here. For XRP, I'm up 1K, but I'm down 25K because the price has been going down. But when the price returns to a higher price point, of course, then I will have the grid profit and I will have the profit from the bots themselves or the position itself. So if you want to use these ones, I have added all of the links to the description here. So first sign up and claim the deposit bonuses over on Pionex, and then you have my main coins here, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, BNB, and XRP. If you want to use it for any other altcoin, you can click on this link right here. Now I want to show you this. So this is the Hindenburg, signal essentially, if you want, which was triggered yesterday. What is the Hindenburg omen? It is when the S&P 500, when a lot of stocks are at the 22-week high and many stocks are at the 22-week low. So there's a big difference in between some of the stocks being at a high price point and some being at a low price point. Now, that's the data. But what has happened when we have seen these trigger before? You can see that we've had it multiple times here. What is that, like 30 times or something? And 2 weeks later, or 1 month, let's take 2 months later. So 2 months later, you can see that the stock market has usually been at a lower price. So that would suggest that we're going to go down during the next 2 months for traditional markets, which also probably going to mean that Bitcoin is going to go down. But 1 year later, look at this. On average, we are up 6.18% 1 year later. So short-term volatility towards the downside, and then 12 months later, much higher prices. So that is something we need to keep in mind as well. And this goes completely in line with my analysis here, because I've been saying that expect volatility, but then I believe ultimately in the next year, we are going to see some massive gains. So this is one key thing. This is just data, guys. It's very clear data. And this is suggesting that we are going to see some nice gains here, although we need to be prepared for some short-term volatility towards the downside as well. And gold, I was talking about gold. Is gold undervalued or not? Did gold bottom? And even though gold is at an all-time high, or reached a new all-time high here a few days ago in terms of the price, if we look historically, you can see that in terms of global wealth, we're still not at a very high percentage point. You can see right here, gold was actually about 22% or something like that as a percentage of global wealth. Now we're not even at 5%. So we still have some more room for gold to go up, but it's not going to happen in a straight line. It's going to pump, and then traditional markets going to pump, and then Bitcoin is going to catch up, and then you're going to see another wave. The main thing is that fiat is going to go down, and I do think that gold is also going to do pretty well. Now, Owen Gundan, which is a Bitcoin OG whale, who holds over 10,000 Bitcoin, has been dumping Bitcoin recently, so that's causing a little bit of fear as well in the market. So the whales continues to dump a little bit, but they are going to run out of Bitcoin eventually. One key thing I want to talk about is the FUD in regards to MEXC. Now, MEXC is not an exchange that I am using that much. It's not an exchange that is really it's not one of the most famous exchanges, but it's been around for a while. Now, if you haven't been following this, essentially White Whale is a trader on Twitter, and he made $3 million over a MEXC, and they refuse to give him those $3 million because they say that he broke the terms. How did he break the terms? They said that he actually was using some kind of software to trade because they saw that he was making 2 trades within 1 second on, basically it was not possible for him to do it within 1 second. So that's like the reason for this, and they refused to give him his money. Now the CEO came out and said they posted some kind of response to this. Cecilia Hughes, who is the CSO on MEXC, and this was not very well handled, guys. Now, this means that there's something going on. Why wouldn't they want to give MEXC or give the trader his money? They broke the terms, whatever. But we don't know what's going on here. And I don't want to spread FUD. I'm just pointing this out, guys, that a lot of people are saying that MEXC could potentially be, if they have the money or not, but there's a lot of people that are worried about MEXC right now, and they were using bots right here as well to kind of, for the reply that the MEXC CEO gave, they're using bots to kind of say like, oh, that's an amazing response, that kind of calm communication is powerful and these things. So it's a little bit worrying here with MEXC. And is MEXC insolvent is what people are asking right now. And some people are saying that they also are having trouble with MEXC. So just keep that in mind in regards to the MEXC. What we do know is that during the crash on October 10th, some people got absolutely wrecked. Some exchanges lost money, some market makers lost money, and all of these things. So we need to keep that very, very well in our mind, that we need to be careful. And MEXC is not really an exchange I'm using that much. Sometimes I am, because they tend to have some smaller altcoins that other exchanges don't have. I don't have anything against MEXC, but I just want to point this out to be careful. And some other people are saying MEXC is going down. I see tweets from new traders running funding strategies with high Sharp on MEXC, yet misunderstand that they are getting paid not for liquidity. It's all about withdrawing from funds before it is too late. So CoinMarketMan, which is like a major automated trading terminal, they are ending the support for MEXC as well. So there's definitely something going on here. So maybe it's nothing. Maybe it's something, but at the very least, they have very bad communication, a very bad way of handling this crisis for MEXC, or it could be worse than that. You make up your own mind, but just be careful here. And also remember, there's nothing that you can lose from withdrawing your money from an exchange that could be a little bit fishy. You don't have anything to gain, essentially, for keeping your money on MEXC. So I just want to point that out. Thank you so much for watching this video, guys, and I will see you in the next one.